Bro, I love retarded takes like this right here. This is what a real GOP ticket looks like. Trump and Vance is a cheap counterfeit.
Oh.
And it's like, really, two people who lost. You.
All right, the stream is on. The stream is live.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
No more racial slurs.
Excuse me,
No more
teacher.
beers. Right, I have to ask the teacher for permission. Like, at least have the decency to post a ticket that won. You know?
Yeah.
That's what a real GOP ticket who looks like. Someone who actually won the election. At least do that.
There you go.
Well, bro, like he says that, and yet I have to fucking have arguments with people who aren't bots, who think that Trump got shot with a BB gun and that it was fake. We do live in a shared reality in the sense that we both live on the same planet, but we don't have a shared mental capacity.
Mm-hmm.
We really are dealing with a shitload of people who can't consider hypotheticals and don't understand when you ask them how would you feel if you didn't have breakfast this morning. And that's a good example,
I remember
you
that
know?
one. Yeah, I saw some of it, Byron Murphy. All right. Mm-hmm. Okay, we're gonna go left, I think. He even had a comment today about how it's really hard to hit at T-Mobile Park compared to other parks. I heard about that. Is this a new place? No. And I guess I got up there at some point. Whatever. I mean, I think a lot of people can relate to marrying a woman from outside the country and then wanting the borders to be shut down immediately. I think that's actually very relatable.
Here's the way that I feel about it, and I genuinely believe that every country on Earth should have a very similar policy. Immigration should be shut down, with the exception of women who want to come over specifically to have families. If the marriage ends in a divorce, they're deported immediately. If they don't have a child within the first year of coming here, or at the very least become pregnant within the first year of coming here, then they're deported immediately. Because, like, everyone talks about, we need immigrants because the population crisis, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, so just have kids. Just have kids. And if your country sucks and you don't have a lot of women like China, or if your country sucks and your women are awful like America, then bring in women from other countries. But no dudes. Dudes, you stay where the fuck you're at and you fix that goddamn country yourself.
When decay flows, the hatchling will walk a poisoned path to the source. The hell does that mean? Okay. How do I get over there? I might JS, but I really don't want to put a ton of time into a game like that, man. If I start on a game like that and I like it, I know I'm not going to play anything else for like an eternity, and I'm not trying to do that. I got other stuff to play. I got other things to do. cool. Here we go. I think I can get through here.
Man, Biden just fucking lost it, bro. He's just fucking staring at him blankly. I don't plan to have another performance today.
And that's an edited interview, too. Like, that
cannot believe
is an edited video.
Fucking... Right, that literally they chose to air that alongside the fucking RNC. Like, oh man, that's bad. Because, like, yeah, I'm a big fan of the TV show Law and Order, and I remember each year I was more excited for Law and Order than I was for the Super Bowl. Because what other networks do to compete with the Super Bowl is they put their absolute best possible programming on. So they do a marathon of their favorite shows, or like, here's the best episodes that people, you know, the most popular, blah blah blah. And like, I was more excited for Law and Order than I was for the Super Bowl every year. So I'm all like, how do you? When you know that the other side is coming up with something really fucking, you know, really something good.
Anyway, I'm gonna be able to get up there right now. I'm assuming you never get like a jetpack in this game, so I'm assuming you don't gain the ability to fly. So I'm trying to figure out how the heck you're supposed to get up there. Yeah. Oh, the Demolition Ranch dude made a video about the fucking yeah, that's not going to be easy for him to come back from.
It's tough, but like anybody who's got two brain cells to rub together should understand that it was intentional on the part of Shitstain because he wanted to cause chaos and he wanted to hurt that company. Because again, he knew he wasn't going to fucking live through it, so... Yeah, like, what kind of clothes he decided to wear probably made a lot of difference. A lot of relevance to him. But at the same time, we're talking about the same group of people that loves Hawk Tuah and endorses Black Rifle Coffee. They're fucking brain-dead normies who don't think about things for 5 seconds. I'll never be able to forget during the fucking the boycott against Bud Light. I remember going to a place because I was still door dashing at the time. So I go to a place that's like a sports bar to pick up the dinner, and I'm their dinner area. What is it? Fucking let me see if it's a chain and not a local place. Yeah, BJ's. They're a chain. So yeah, fucking like I go to BJ's, and where you go to pick up their delivery orders is right next to their bar. So I'm waiting there for the delivery order to be handed to me. The guy comes up to the bar and I'm like, what can I get you? And he's like, man, I can't believe that granny shit that Bud Light did. Fuck that company, man. I'm never drinking Bud Light again. Get me a Budweiser. And I just fucking stared at him and I'm like, bro, for real? Like,
I mean, well, he means well. He just doesn't.
He's confused, but he got the spirit. But that's the thing. That's the average person. So he's gonna see that fucking shirt and see the logo and be like, fuck that company, man. I can't believe I'd never buy any of their shit. So, like, I guarantee you that his fucking profits go down from this. It's because that's the nature of the beast. So, like, I feel bad for him. I do.
Alright. Where else can we go? What the hell, Tyrone?
Yeah, as soon as the FBI said that they couldn't get into the shooter's phone, it's like, okay, yeah. You basically just admitted that you fucking sent him there. It's like, the NSA has a $2 billion data center in Utah. Basically, we're breaking into electric.
So, according to Razor Fist, the shooter tried to be on the rifle team for his high school, but he couldn't make it because he wasn't a good enough shot.
Yes, that's Razor Fist was talking about it, but it was the rifle team themselves who came out because, you know, people know who the guy was, they've identified him, blah, blah, blah. So from the high school that he attended, there was a rifle team on the high school. They came out and said, he wanted to join, but you know he wasn't very good. When you think about it, in a lot of different ways, that moment was the culmination of an entire lifetime of bullying, harassment, and abuse that guy's had. If he'd actually succeeded, that would have been the ultimate take that. He's like, not a good shot, huh? Not a good shot, huh? That's the kind of shot I am. That's the kind of shooter I am. Going down in history. And instead he missed.
Well, I guess in a manner of speaking, the people who said he wasn't a very good shot were correct.
Yeah.
Although again,
What's
it's
really
not
funny,
it's not an easy shot. I don't.
I know that there was a lot there, and I've been trying to defend the difficulty of the shot because by doing so, you really do underscore the divine interference in that event. It was a windless day right up until he fired, like half a second before he fired, and a 7-mile-an-hour crosswind kicks up. Because without that crosswind, even with Trump turning his head, he still gets hit. Like, you needed literally everything that happened to have happened perfectly. Otherwise, he's gone. So that's why I defend how difficult the shot was, is because it really shows the divine intervention. Like, of all that sort of stuff. But the funny thing is that if instead of throwing a temper tantrum, he approached the team and he said, I may not be able to be on the team, but can I work with you guys to improve, to just be part of this group? Not compete, but I'd like to become better and hopefully someday earn a spot on the team. And if he'd done that, he'd have been able to make friends and actually form connections with people. And he never would have been able to become the kind of schizo-autist to be able to be MK Ultra than thinking that this was a good idea in the first place. So he would have become a better shot, yes, but at the same time, he would have also become a better person and never killed an innocent man. It just goes to show you one thing. You know, we think a lot about how pride, how it's one of the 7 deadly sins, and how it manifests in our life and leads us to making bad decisions and bad choices.
Right.
That's a great example. You know, I love the quote from Avatar: The Last Airbender, where Iroh says to Zuko, he's like, your feelings of deep shame are the reason that you're so angry. And Zuko says, I'm not ashamed of anything, I'm as proud as ever. And Iroh says, shame is not the opposite of pride, but rather pride is the source of shame. Pride is not the opposite of shame, but its source. It's because you're so proud and that you believe yourself being better that when you don't come up to your own standards in terms of how you measure yourself, you feel ashamed. If the kid just had the humility to think, maybe I'm not as good as I thought I was, and maybe they're right when they tell me that. Maybe they're not just being shit heads. Maybe they're not just being mean to me. Maybe they're not being bullies. Maybe they're right, and I'm not as good as I think I am. Let me work on being better, and let me work with these guys and earn my spot there. If he'd had that humility, he'd have been able to grow as a person and not become what he became. It's too late for him to learn that, but it's not too late for the rest of us.
Okay, is the grapple beam something you unlock? Because I swear I used it earlier in the game, but now I don't seem to have it.
And you're right, now you don't have it. It is something you unlock.
Oh, okay.
The last time you used it was during the tutorial. When you lose pretty much all your upgrades, the only thing that you have is your arm cannon and your missiles. Like, I don't even think you have your charge beam yet. Like, can you charge up a shot?
Yes, I can, but I had to unlock that.
Yeah, you had to unlock charge, just one of the first ones. And if I remember right, you can have over 100 missiles in the game, but like when you first start after you lose everything, your cap is like 5.
Right. Okay, man, I'm not sure where I'm supposed to go.
If I remember correct, also, aside from just the regular Mega Man arm cannon, there's a total of 4 different types of
Yes,
firing modes in the game.
I know that because I saw
Yeah,
some people playing this when it came out.
there's there's a ton of, like, the whole fucking game is like you're basically starting from just being Mega Man to,
You know,
but not even Mega Man because you have to unlock the ability to jump.
you know, now that I think about it, maybe this is just because I don't know the lore. What is Samus Aran's deal? Like, we know that Halo is a
Oh,
Marine, or excuse me, Master Chief is a Marine. We know he's in, he's fighting for Earth. We know stuff about Master Chief or Solid Snake, but Samus Aran just kind of
yeah.
exists as far as I can tell.
It it is because you don't know the lore, and Prime assumes that you know the lore because there's been like a bajillion Metroid games before Prime came out.
Hmm.
Um, Samus Aran is a bounty hunter who was like orphaned as a child. If I remember correctly, her parents were killed by Ripley, the big dragon thing.
Hmm.
That's why she hates him. But she's also like a hybrid where she's not only human, she's also like part Chozo, I think, are the ancients or whatever, which enables her to be really strong. Which is why, even though she's just a woman, she's able to. That, like, she's got a nice figure, but she's small and everything. And like, you really see that in Metroid Prime when you don't have the upgrades yet, and your suit is all small. And you're like, dude, she's fucking tiny. But she's a bounty hunter,
Hmm.
and most of the people that you fight throughout the Metroid series are space pirates. At times, I guess you could also call her a mercenary. But yeah, that's her deal.
Okay. Like, obviously, there are a lot of Nintendo characters that are kind of like that. Like, we don't really know what's up with Mario. But, like, this, the Metroid series feels like a franchise that has a lot of lore in it. So it was, like I said, it's just a thing where I don't know the lore. Like, even somebody like the Doom Marine, we know that game's very old, and we know what the Doom Marine is. He was a dude who punched his superior officer and got reassigned to Mars as punishment, and ends up having to fight hell. Which is actually, like, because to my recollection, you learned that by reading the booklet you got with the game. The booklet. Which, now they don't even have those booklets anymore. But it was so cool picking up
I miss those
store and
too.
lore
Yeah,
and that kind of stuff, man.
I agree. Like, it made a huge difference because games these days expect you to know the lore more than ever, but they do less than ever to explain the lore to you, give you the opportunity to explore it.
I never played the old God of Wars. They did a pretty good job of making it so it didn't really matter with the new ones. Like, I as someone who played all the old God of War games and is admittedly pretty well versed on it, so I don't have the greatest perspective here. I felt like they did a really good job of making it so it didn't matter if you had played them or not. Okay, this is like the hub area. Okay, do we want to go fucking... Ooh, nice. Not that I need more missiles at the moment, but eventually I will. I will get you. No one takes Alan's precious piece of cheese and gets away with it. Yeah, I heard Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless retired before LeBron did.
Can you imagine if this is what LeBron was waiting for? He's like, I'm literally going to play one game with my kid and then retire on the spot. The Lakers would be so fucking pissed.
We're getting very close to a point where even Lakers fans will have to admit the one title was not worth it.
Absolutely. Like, bro. I made a post talking about how America's been going downhill ever since we started considering Italians white. The guy says, I'm curious to know if you have any idea how much you sound like a Nazi. Fuck me.
Is it a boomer or something? It sounds like something a boomer would say.
I don't know. I've had a lot of boomers coming at me today. It is someone with his pronouns in the bio.
Oh.
So his last tweet before the 13th was, what are we going to put on America's gravestone? I have an idea. But her emails. 39 minutes ago, his first tweet since the attempt, it said, this will be the last time we get to vote to save our daughter's rights. Be mad at whoever you want to be. I am too. But that VP choice and ticket is the nail in the coffin.
So it sounds like a boomer.
Yeah, with fucking pronouns in bio, I'm like, what an absolute fucking... Do you know that you kind of sound like a Nazi? And I'm like, really? Oh, JS, I'm just going to assume you're a Lakers fan with what you said. We were joking before that we had a 5 to 6 year run of lottery picks. As I've said many times, I think Mitch did an amazing job of drafting. Because the draft picks that he took were D'Angelo Russell, Julius Randle, and Brandon Ingram. Each of those players is now either the best or the second best player on their team across 3 different teams in the NBA that make the playoffs. Imagine if all 3 of them were together.
Was he the guy responsible for passing up on Tatum to get Lonzo, or was that Magic?
It was Magic.
Okay. Man, that's fucking awful.
Yeah. So yeah, Magic did that, number 1. Number 2, Magic could have gotten Paul George to pair with LeBron, but he started bragging about how he was going to get Paul George on late night TV, so they busted him for tampering, which also blew the whistle on the fact that Paul George was negotiating with Magic to come to LA, which made the Pacers realize they were going to lose him no matter what they did, so they traded him to OKC. Magic fucked up huge there. Another thing that Mitch did is he successfully got Dwight and he successfully got Chris Paul. The thing is the NBA basketball reason the Chris Paul trade, but it went through. Everyone agreed, except for the NBA.
Yeah.
Which means that if it hadn't been for basketball reasons and they just let that go through, Mitch Kupchak decided to pair one last run with Kobe.
And I think it would have worked really well.
Right, with Chris Paul and Dwight, and it would have been amazing. That's correct. I adore Kupchak, but I think the Mozgov contract was a downfall. I agree that the Mozgov contract was awful, but you have to remember, every team in the league did something similar, because every team in the league assumed that was just going to be the new normal. What ended up happening was that revenues were way below expectations. They were a third of what the NBA was expecting. So because of that, the salary cap wasn't going to rise as much as they thought it would. That's when the Mozgov deal fucked everything to pieces. If it kept going the way that it was supposed to, that everybody was told to, whatever. So the mistake that Mitch made was not hedging his bets just to be safe. He didn't play it conservatively. But you can't be conservative when you're the GM of the Lakers. Every year, year after year, you have to gamble. Because you're in the hot seat at all times. It doesn't matter if you're literally the greatest of all time. Every year without a championship is considered by Lakers fans to be a lost cause. He can't do it conservatively. The fact that he was fired says that. Because being conservative and trying a slow, steady rebuild got him fired. He drafted 3 guys who were either the first or the second best player on their team. All 3 are playoff teams. Wanted to draft Tatum, gets fired, Magic takes Lonzo.
Man. It would be, I understand that, of course, Jerry Buss is dead, and you're not bringing him back, and the current buses are what they are, but it would be so sad if the Lakers were no longer owned by that family. That would feel so fucking weird to me.
Yeah. Also, Genie is a piece of shit. Yes, they got 1 ring, but it's an asterisk. JS, I don't know if you've heard me go on at length about the fact that I know someone who's close friends with Dwight Howard, so it's secondhand, even third-hand information. I get it. However, hearing the explanation of what it was like that season from a guy that was on the team that won the championship, it explains a lot about how the Lakers actually won. They were the only team that cared. It's fucking October. Everybody wanted to go home. Some of the guys hadn't seen their families since May. And the sooner that they lose in the playoffs, the sooner they get to leave the bubble. Teams legit threw because they just wanted to go home. The only team that wanted the championship was Miami and Los Angeles. So it's no surprise that they make the finals. What ended up happening, and the reason that the Lakers won, is because Miami was about as injured as you could possibly be. If they were a healthy team, they fucking obliterate the Lakers because they took 2 off of them with their 3 best players at the time all gone.
Yeah.
I agree with you that in some ways it was harder to win in the bubble, but the point that I'm trying to make is not that the bubble ring was irrelevant and stupid and useless and shouldn't be counted, so much as if it hadn't been for all those different things going on at the time, it's impossible to say that the Lakers still would have won the championship that year, and without it, I highly doubt that they would have even made the finals, as evidenced by the fact that they mostly kept that same exact team together, and yet they've constantly, year after year, played like shit. And that was another thing, is artificially having Anthony Davis being healthy, which he never is, except for that season, just because of being in the bubble. But
Do you remember when the violent felon in Milwaukee got shot and a bunch of NBA players were thinking about canceling the bubble in protest?
Yeah.
And then Obama
Right.
had to actually call LeBron at the last second and be like, dude, no, I want to watch basketball. Go play.
which was really funny. Yes, that was hilarious. But yeah, that's the point, is that the farther away that we get from the event, the more meaningless the bubble ring seems to be. And the Lakers are obviously not winning shit with LeBron because, you know, he's fucking 40 now.
He's got 1 year left.
Like, right. So the point is that the same exact team could have had Jason Tatum, Paul George, and LeBron. And they don't. Or they could have just sat there and said, hey, we're going to stick with Mitch. While we stick with Mitch, we're going to build a core of Julius Randle, D'Angelo Russell, and Brandon Ingram. That's not bad. And yeah, you're right. So that's even crazier, is fuck me. Yeah, you would have had D'Angelo Russell, Jason Tatum, Brandon Ingram, and Julius Randle. And if, considering where Dwight's at in his career, you have, like, for the last 4 years, they've had Dwight on, like, a minimum deal. Holy fuck. It's a dynasty. But you gave that up so that Magic Johnson could fucking give everybody AIDS and be like, oh, guys, look, I'm Magic Johnson. Aren't I amazing? Literally the only thing he did was get LeBron, but LeBron was coming to Los Angeles no matter what because he wanted to do movies.
Yeah, I think Dwight could play in the NBA like this year and still be a valuable player. I don't know why he wants to play in Taiwan or whatever.
Well, JS, I think, is memeing because it doesn't have anything to do with the allegations of him being gay, because there are plenty of complete fucking homos in the NBA. The issue, I believe, is that he loves being king in Taiwan. Because if he goes to the NBA, he's just going to be a tiny piece of a greater team because he'll never be the guy again.
Mm-hmm.
But while he's in Taiwan, he's literally the megastar. Like, he's basically Will Chamberlain over there. So he's loving it. And that's just because Dwight, you know, even though he's matured in a lot of different ways in terms of how he views the game and how he views life, at the end of the day, he's still a fucking big baby. You know, it is what it is. But the point is just that the Lakers would be in a much better situation right now if they never got rid of Mitch. And Genie being like, we're the Los Angeles Lakers, we need to be competing for a championship every single season, has actually made them less likely to win and not more. Like, it's worth remembering that Jerry West used to be the president of basketball operations of this team, and he put together the Jacoby Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
He was the guy that fucking traded for Kobe. And then the Buss family decided that they didn't want Jerry there anymore because some kind of, I think it was jealousy between her and between Jerry West and Phil Jackson, because old Philly used to play for the Knicks. So even though he was like the head honcho of Lakerville, you know, back then he hated Jerry West. And Jerry West, you know, he didn't really have much of a problem with Phil, but he had a huge problem when Jeannie started dating Phil. He was like, I think that's extremely inappropriate. So she said, fuck you, you're not my father, you don't get to tell me what I do. So she let him go. And what Jerry ended up doing was saying, all right, fuck it. He went to the Warriors and not only gave them the best dynasty that we've seen since the Jacoby Lakers, but he made the Warriors the more popular team in California than the Lakers. And like, all of that is because Jeannie is just a dumb twat. So if I was a Lakers fan, I'd be like, you know, as much as, you know, everything Joke was saying about it would feel bad if someone other than the Buss family owned the Lakers, Jeannie has been a cancer for this organization. Mm-hmm. And she's got to go. She is what's holding them back. That's what I think.
You know, I haven't watched Secession yet, JS. I've heard it's good. I have not watched it yet. Oh, Bronny has 0 points in 19 minutes of play in this Summer League game. It's like a serious question. Does Bronny even like basketball? It would not shock me if we found out later that he was only doing it because he felt obligated to do it, but he doesn't actually like the sport very much. The younger son... Yeah, Bryce. I think his name is Bryce. And he might be good, yeah. I've heard about that, but... Oh! Okay. Probably have to find a couple more of those. I mean, I think we have to, Byron Murphy.
Wow. Yeah, I'm with JS. Bronny's just, you know, he's a rich kid, man. His dad's rich and famous. If he ever had to get by on the merits of his own capabilities, he'd be working at a gas station. Dallas police officer put on administrative leave for posting on Instagram aim better.
I heard about that, yeah.
Yep. Pieces of shite.
Yeah, see, I mean, I don't even... It's kind of weird to me because I really don't think of, like, Phil Jackson as being, like, some ladies' man that is ultra desirable to women or anything. So why would Janine Buss even, like, be, like, so eager to hop on that she ignores the obvious conflict of interest?
Right, JS. Notice how I didn't criticize Phil in the whole thing. I just criticized Jeannie. What Phil did was absolutely ballin'. He made sure that she'd never have any kids of her own, and like you said, he used her as a cum toilet until she just became an ancient spinster, and then he dumped her ass, which was hilarious. But, yeah, like... Phil's gonna do what Phil's gonna do. That's why, Jerry didn't go up to Phil and say, I think you should stop. He went up to Jeannie and said, I think this is inappropriate. And she was like, fuck you, you don't get to tell me what I do. You're not my father. It was just lunacy.
But I don't know, I don't look at Phil Jackson and go, oh yeah, I'm gonna risk it all to be in a relationship with this dude. You know?
It's got everything to do with social proof. When you're in basketball circles, Phil Jackson's like top of the fucking pyramid.
Mm-hmm.
So in that situation, he's considered desirable, and on account of the fact that he's like the king. You know, he's very personable. Everybody likes him. He's really chill, the Zen master. And the important thing is that he's a winner. If instead of 11 rings, he had 11 finals losses and 0 championships, he wouldn't be able to date a waitress.
Do I have any left?
So some guy on Facebook, he made a post saying, like endorsing stuff and saying that by September 1st somebody will succeed and that'll be great and we'll all cheer and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple hours later, he tries saying that his Facebook page was hacked, and the company that employed him announced that they fired him for his post.
Are you sure that he didn't just try to go into work on a Tuesday with his nutsack hanging out? And maybe the firing's unrelated?
To be fair, the 13th was on a Saturday, so it's even worse to try to claim it was Nutsack Monday.
Here we go. Like, that's one of the kind of, how should I put this? Things, one of the little subplots in Evangelion. Gendo is extremely popular with the ladies, and, I don't really understand why, but, everyone's, like, wondering why the fuck is Yui in love with him, and she's just like, oh, once you get to know him, he's actually really nice, and everyone's like, no, he's fucking not. And he gets Ritsuko's mother to fall in love with him, and he gets Ritsuko to fall in love with him.
Yeah. When women logic is really tough. When you just rely on them to make decisions for themselves, it ain't good. But this is awesome though. Trump was walking around taking selfies with the crowd at the RNC, and his entire security detail around him, literally every single one of them, is like the tallest and most jacked agent that the fucking Secret Service has to offer. They're like, okay, well, we fucked up, and people obviously know that it was intentional, so instead of sending the JV team, let's send the best that we've got. Like,
okay, so
we're obviously never getting another chance. So.
Structural weakness detected in sandstone block. But I can't destroy it with anything that I have.
So, not a charge beam and not a missile.
Oh, wait a minute. I know what to do. I know what to do. Okay. I totally forgot the ball. The ball bombs. Yeah. Yes, there we go.
Good job.
Beautiful.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, those. Because, like, people are trying to say DEI and all this kind of shit. And I'm all like, I mean, to an extent, because the current director has said that he wants her primary purpose as the Secret Service director be making 30% of the agency women by the end of her time as director.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, like, I get it. But it's as simple as they just sent the JV team. Because any agency is always going to have like pieces of shit. Somebody's got to be the worst that you have to offer. So they just sent a bunch of broads because they're like, whatever. And then when they saw, wait a minute, Trump being like the third or fourth tallest president in the history of the country can't even be fully covered up by the 5'4" women that we sent to fucking go protect him. So we may want to rethink this. What a meme. For real.
Where are we going? Where are we going? Like, bro. No, Shinji. Get Caitlin Clark to protect Trump. I just sent you a tweet.
Yeah, I've been having the exact same thought process. Like I've said it to a shitload of people. I'm like, can you name anything more traditionally European than colonizing the womb of a brown woman? Like,
Even AOC is dating a white dude.
yeah, most of the yeah, it's many such cases.
Am I doing damage to him? I don't think I am. Oh, I remember somebody fighting this boss on a stream. I remember watching that. Okay. Oof, oof, oof. Alright. Not terrible. Again, I've seen so many tweets today talking about how bad Sarah Palin was as a VP pick. These people don't know anything. My God. Crazy how much of, like, 2008 was not that long ago, and it gets memory hold so well. And I don't particularly like Sarah Palin that much. I'm pretty indifferent to her, but she was, objectively speaking, a really good VP pick that actually helped McCain tremendously. How do Vance and Pence compare? Well, Pence was, and I was talking to Snacks about this earlier, and I said this, Pence was an excellent running mate, but a bad vice president. And I think Vance will be a bad running mate, but a good vice president. Because they're so different. And I think the reason why you pick them is kind of the opposite. However, I will say this. Pence and Vance both supply great assassination insurance for different reasons. Pence was great assassination insurance because they were terrified of him being a theocrat. Vance, because he's going to be very similar to Trump on most issues, except, he'd be pissed because the president that he was working under just got assassinated, so... Do you think Vivek would have made a better or worse VP? Vivek wouldn't work. Vivek is very look at me, look at me, look at me. And Trump doesn't need a VP that it gets attention. He's the one who gets attention. So I don't think that works. So I don't know the name of it, but you know that TikTok meme with the women dancing in the office? I feel like that meme was going to have legs, and then the assassination attempt just completely memory hold it to the point where I don't see anybody talking or tweeting about it at all anymore. It's just dead.
The only people who do are blending it with memes about the attempt. Like, I saw the picture of the fat Secret Service lady that couldn't get her fucking gun in her fucking holster. And they were like, 240 pounds and a gun. 240 pounds and a gun.
Okay, that's pretty good.
I was like, excellent.
Something good came of this.
JS, we're talking about, it was like a circle of girls, and what they were doing is they were singing like stuff about them, and then they'd all be repeating it in unison.
Yeah,
And they were just going around dancing. It was like Gen Z Boston a mini, Gen Z Boston a mini, itty bitty titties and a bob, itty bitty titties and a bob, and then other stuff. But like that whole thing. That's what. Yes, very cringe, because like women doing that kind of thing. It's like, you know what? This would actually be excellent if they were like women that lived in the same neighborhood. And they were having this moment with their children, and doing a sing along with their children. Instead, they're in a corporate office wasting time and money while, what the fuck? And just blah.
like that was going to be a Hawk-Tua type of meme where everyone just starts bashing on it. And it's saying, like, this is the worst thing ever, I think. And then the assassination just murdered it. Wow, that actually came out wrong. I did not mean that the way it came out, but the assassination attempt took the legs out from underneath that meme, I think. Oh, shit. First death. First Metroid Prime death.
They give Israel a shitload of money, and by doing that, he'll just redirect the money that we give Ukraine.
I'm sorry.
Vance has gone on record as saying that he doesn't give a fuck about Ukraine, and Trump obviously does not think that we should be doing what we're doing over there. Do you think the shooter was trained or got lucky? The security was 100% complicit because people were trying to notify. Like, they took pictures, they took video. It's the only fucking building that was not secured when there's only 5 buildings in a fucking square mile radius of that fucking location. Like, this isn't downtown Manhattan. Like, what the fuck? And, he didn't succeed, but, they 100% were trying to get him to. As far as trained goes, I don't think he received, like, any kind of FBI or CIA training or anything. I think he just got MK Ultra, Impressionable kid who'd been bullied, had an interest in firearms. They said, hey, kid, you've got an idea.
Women are too precious to serve in the Secret Service.
Well, like I keep saying, Big Country, it doesn't show you who's good, it shows you who's bad. Because if you struggle in the Summer League, you're dog shit. 2 points in 25 minutes in the Summer League is like, holy fuck. Can you imagine this guy actually, like, playing against Boston? My god.
You know, it would take a lot of work to do this study, but I wonder if somebody's ever researched, like, who's the worst player to ever actually play in an NBA game.
The funny thing that I just thought of is that everyone's talking about what Bronny's going to be able to do with Trump or with LeBron to do the first father-son kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what I'm thinking about now because I just mentioned Boston. I'm like, do you realize that Jason Tatum has the opportunity to be the first and only player in the history of the league to dunk on a father and a son? Like, goddamn. Somebody should get the message out to him. Be like, dude, you can literally perform a generational dunk. You've dunked on the father, now dunk on the son. It'd be awesome. Depending on the extent to which he's moldering, could actually pull it off in the same game.
I mean, you're not going to have many opportunities because he's not going to be in the league very long. You've only got, a couple of games to do it.
So you got to take advantage.
Well, like I said, I think everybody out there is going to be really excited to dunk on Bronny because unlike somebody like Caitlin Clark, he's actually a guy who's getting a lot of attention for no good reason. There's the other rune.
Ah.
Everything okay?
Yeah, I just got a fucking shitty email. These things happen.
Did you accidentally think it was Nutsack Monday on a Tuesday?
Yes, that's exactly what happened. No, I fucking got something from school. They said, hey, by the way, you were supposed to do this by now. And I was like, fuck. Alright. Because I scheduled myself to take an exam on the 18th. So like, hey, just a reminder, the 18th is in 3 days. So I was like, oh, I need an extension because I haven't done any of that shit. And the extension's fine. You just have to let them know, otherwise you get in trouble. So, son of a bitch.
Yeah, I saw someone tweet earlier today that Steve Kerr literally is Darvin Ham because Team USA looks so bad today.
Again, they made him the fucking head coach because they believe the meme of, oh, Steve Kerr's amazing because you know how good that fucking dynasty was? Bro, he didn't have fucking shit to do with that. First of all, that level of talent, they're going to win championships no matter what you do. Secondly, Kerr's an empty suit and the assistants did everything. Third of all, they kept using fucking the same system that Mark Jackson put in there. Defensively. And their defense was definitely what held them up for so many fucking years. Offensively, they used Alvin Gentry's system that he created the first year that they won a championship, and even though he got hired on to do something else and left after that first year, they kept fucking using the same fucking playbook.
Wait a minute, Big Country. Does that mean we're going to be against Jokic? If we're playing Serbia next, that's Jokic, right? So,
Yes.
Team USA versus Jokic. That's going to be interesting.
And Jokic has been playing like a fucking madman, dude. He's been dominating everybody in his path. So if we only beat Australia by 6 points, dude, we're fucked. Australia ain't shit.
Yeah, I think Matthew Dellavedova still starts for Australia, actually. I'm not even joking about that.
Let me check. 2024 Australia men's basketball Olympic. Dude, it gets even worse. Patty Mills is the captain of that team. This is the whole fucking squad. Patty Mills, Joe Ingles, Matthew Dellavedova, Dante Exum, Josh Green, Nick Kay, Jock Lawndale, Duop Reith, Ison Daniels, Josh Giddey, Will Magnay, Jack McVay.
Who's the best player on that team? Joe Ingles?
It definitely sounds like it. That team lost by 6 points to the U.S. team. 6 points. And do you know why? Because we led by 24 midway through the fourth quarter and then massively fucking choked. The only reason we won is because Halliburton hit back-to-back threes with only a few seconds left, and we win by 6. We almost choked a 24-point lead against a team that is still playing Matthew Dellavedova and Patty Mills in 2024. We're not winning the gold this year. And this is going to be the question everyone's asking. They're going to be like, oh, you know, the roster, blah, blah, blah. But, like, the roster's fine. Like, that roster's fucking really good. What they're going to do is be like, it's time to have the conversation. Is Steve Kerr not as good of a coach as we think he is? Why is Spo an assistant and not the head of the show? Which is going to be great because that'll be the redeem team in 2028. We'll easily win a gold medal and Spo will be coaching and people will be like, holy fuck, it's time to give him props. Then probably in the 2029 season, he'll win Coach of the Year. Finally. But I really feel like Kerr's actually destroying his legacy. Fuck. I think based off of the level of competition, like, it's, you know, silver's possible. We might actually win bronze. But, like, gold, fuck. If this isn't some kind of a thing that we easily fix our problems, like, Kerr would need to step down, pretty much.
Like, the Australian team sounds like a team that would win like 6 games in a full NBA season. I think if you put that team in the NBA, they'd win like 6 games.
Patty Mills is 35.
Mm-hmm.
Dellavedova's 33, but he's been out of the league for like 5 years. Close. His last NBA season was 2021.
Didn't he win a title with the Spurs or something?
No, with the Cavs. Which is substantially worse. But, yeah, the Cavs traded him to the Bucks because they were like, we need more talent to be able to win more championships and satisfy LeBron. The moment that LeBron left, they like traded to get Dellavedova back immediately because he's a huge fan favorite for the Cavs. But that last season, in 2021, his last NBA season, he only played 13 games. Suffered a variety of injuries, including a concussion, whiplash, an emergency appendectomy, and neck strain. And he's just been in fucking the Australian League ever since. Guy who had boomer opinions, he just started fucking berging out on me and like kept replying to himself and just making a huge mess of things. So I was like, it's literally having a fucking conversation with yourself. Get it on. Leave me out of it. Get the. My God.
I'll look at that later. Almost beating this boss.
Fucking Don King? Fuck, that head is weird.
may have finished him. He's 0 for 13 from 3. Ugh. Okay, what did we just unlock here? What is this? Oh, I'm swole again. Varia suit. I don't know what that means. Dangerous area. Okay, perfect. There are several places I can now go that I couldn't go before.
Ronnie James is stealing his Game 7 clay. Look, that's not even that is true. Because there's still a thing in basketball called gravity, where they have to respect you to the point where even if you're not doing anything, you still have a presence on the court because you're drawing defense. Clay has that. Bronny does not. People are going to stag off of him like he's Rondo.
I hope he makes the first 3 he ever takes in his career, so that way he starts thinking he can make them, and he starts taking them a bunch, and then he starts his career like 1 for 30 or something.
That'd be hilarious. 1 for 69.
What if in the middle of a game, Bronny just gets a belt and starts whipping his ass?
Recorded to logbook.
Oh shit. Spider ball augmentation required, yeah. Hey Batman, I'm Spider-Man.
Recorded to logbook.
Oh, so the Chozo are like some kind of a warrior race or something. Seems like.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to get to a save point. I don't want to do that boss fight again, so I'm going to go this way and try to go save. And yeah. Ooh.
Guy just tried telling me the 1920s was the most racially conscious decade in U.S. history.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you don't think the 1860s or the 1960s might have been more racially conscious than the 20s? Okay. Like, especially the 1860s, given that whole thing that happened, remember? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I, for one, remember in Gangs of New York, which was based off of a real-life event, where there were huge race riots in New York, and they started hanging every black person that they could find until the army finally got back from the Battle of Gettysburg and just started shooting everybody who was rioting.
Mm-hmm.
The reason for that is because New Yorkers didn't want to get drafted to go die for African slaves. Because Lincoln, with the Emancipation Proclamation, made the war about slavery. They didn't want to get drafted and have to go fight in this brutal, awful war because they didn't care if every black person on the planet just fucking dropped dead overnight. And they're like, and now you're telling me I gotta go march into this hell for nothing, and there's nothing I can do about it? Nothing I can say about it? You don't think that's more racially conscious than the 1920s?
Distance received.
I wish there was like a Hitler of today. so we could go kill him.
Hold the fort.
Jeez. Oh, all right. Man, there are missile capacity increasing things everywhere. Mm. Mm. I need to get a little more smooth with the ball controls. I feel like I keep switching. I don't switch back and forth very well. It's like you have to like really program your brain to think like a ball versus thinking like a humanoid.
Recording to logbook.
Oh, we were right there, man. You critters must be new around here. Everyone knows you never do a witch quest.
Recording to logbook.
I guess I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. I am so smart. SMRT. Mhm. That counts. Alright, where do I want to go now? I think we want to go to that elevator. I understand why a lot of the enemies respawn. I really wish these fuckers didn't respawn. Because it's kind of just a chore to kill them. It's not like a challenge or anything. It's just like a chore. And I have to do it every time I go down this hallway. There's not much to it. Yes, because for many years I was a Democrat. King Charles III and Queen Camilla rushed into... Okay, no, I thought that said hospital. It said hotel. After potential security breach. Okay. I thought that was a lot more significant than it actually was. Hmm? Now that I have all these missiles, I guess I should go save again. I was reading something the other day about how baseballs lose like 7 or 8 miles per hour going from the pitcher's hand to the plate. Like they're moving much faster immediately after leaving the hand. So I wonder how reliable the tracking is of making sure they are only tracking at the plate. At the point of it crossing the plate, because that's obviously what matters the most.
It's really tough, because I mean, it's true that robotic umpires would be perfect, but that assumes that the programming is working the way that you want it to. The program is only going to be good as whoever's writing it. So, like, yeah, it will flawlessly make a decision on if it's a ball or a strike based off of how it's been programmed. But exactly like you're saying, like, what's that going off of? How are they going to program this? How's it going to be fixed? How's, blah, 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 blah. And that's something that you could say that it's a huge benefit to have human umpires, is that when they make a mistake, you can hold them accountable in a lot faster of a way than you'd have to patch out the faulty, oh, we didn't account for this possibility, so it made a mistake.
Thanks, man. Thanks for getting me in trouble, you two-armed piece of shit.
I like this political compass meme.
That's pretty good. So there was one tweet I saw earlier today that was like, what if Trump loses Pennsylvania by 1 vote now? Because, you know, of the person who actually did get shot at the rally. And I scrolled through over 100 replies. Not a single person posted a picture of Glep. I was so disappointed. I was like, that was set up so perfectly. It's even fucking Pennsylvania. How did you guys all miss the obvious reference? It was really disappointing.
Yeah. Feels bad.
You know, actually, since the Smiling Friends are in Pennsylvania, I wonder if they're going to... They probably wouldn't. They're not like South Park. They don't do topical things like that, but... And it's going to be way too late by the time they make a 3rd season, since the 2nd season just wrapped.
Yeah.
Worms run the planet! Fuck you, U-R-A. Alright, we can now go into the lava room. Can't go into the lava. But that's okay. That's cool. Oh, when I'm charging up the charge shot, I didn't know that. Wild. When I'm charging up a charge shot, my gun becomes like a magnet for some items. That could be really useful. Oh, this is gonna be hard.
Oh man, that's pretty funny. Guy posted a picture of JD Vance and his wife, and he's like, "They seem happy. Who cares if she's Italian?"
Oh my. This is...
Oh man, that's good. That's classic.
For real, for real. It becomes a popular new meme called the Oscar Squat. Alright, we've made it through. Wait, this is where I was. Oh, god damn it. I am not crazy. I know he swapped those numbers. I was just wondering if you wanted to hang out with me and smoke weed. Okay. Hey. Good. Okay, I guess we can't do that. I need a save point.
to logbook.
Great picture of Trump's face at the RNC thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the caption was, "I kissed their fag wall for this."
I saw that.
There's like a lot of people are talking about some Hindu lady laid a fucking prayer down, or no, it was a Sikh. She said, "Dear Waheguru, our quote-unquote one true God, thank you for creating America's unique haven on this earth." People being like, did they just set this up to fucking humiliate him? Like the Lord Jesus Christ just saved his life with a fucking divine wind, and you're gonna fucking blaspheme right there in front of him? He didn't look too happy.
Well, we're gonna need a new weapon. Oh. I'm Mr. Frog. This is my show. I eat the bug. I ate the bug. This is the end. I love you.
Recording to logbook. Recording to logbook.
And bro, I'm gonna go ahead and get to sleep for work tomorrow.
All right. So normal schedule tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hope the birthday went fairly well.
Well, as I've said a number of times, my last 2 birthdays were the worst 2 of my life. So you don't gotta do too hard to do better than that.
Good call.
Alright,
Yeah.
take it easy. Have a nice day.
See you later. I'll talk to you sometime tomorrow. That's right. Wrong. Yeah, I mean, there's some truth to that. I can definitely see that side. I think baseball in general is just really hard to watch if there isn't some... if your team isn't any good. And I don't think it's hard to figure out why. Unfortunately, it's also the sport where you play the most games. So it's one of those things where every team is going to go through cold streaks no matter how good they are, and you just have to kind of take it, man. What hurts? Miss me yet? Fine. Um. Okay. There's no way I can get up there. All right, we're back. Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that was there. Ugh, fudge, dude. That would have saved me some trouble earlier. Son of a bitch. I like it. What? Who hit me? Who? Oh, shit. Oh, God. Dude, these turrets are wrecking me. Holy shit. That was really bad. Preston, I don't know. I might. We'll see. I don't know if it's supposed to be good or not. Where? right. Alright, guys. I think that's going to do it for tonight. So, I'll see you guys tomorrow.